So, warm welcome everybody to the presentation of Team Halbes Ha. Maybe the first question I gotta respond to is why are there only 2 people on stage and 4 people on the slide? Well, actually not everyone in the team was able to come here in person due to the coronavirus, but nevertheless we worked on this challenge for 24 hours in a team of 4 people in 3 different countries. And I'm going to explain to you what we did here. So we looked at the average situation in the YB office in everyday life. They have a lot of customers with questions. And these customers ask them questions about electricity, about water supply, about moving to another town. And all of these questions have to be answered within a certain time. And this is more or less how it's currently done. There's a person in the office that gets all those centralized questions on an email server, and it does a manual forwarding to its coworkers. And this forwarding is only based on payload, basically. And the system is not very bad, but it has 2 main problems. The first problem is this person in the middle here cannot actually read all the emails it's getting, so it cannot check the content and assign it to the right expert within the company. Second problem is that these questions can often be answered by just looking at the website or the FAQs, and the customers don't do that in every case. So here's what we did. We take the centralized emails and we do a processing step. We programmed an intelligent natural language processing categorization algorithm that categorizes them in the YB categories. And also because we've seen in the ground truth that we trained on actually a lot of angry customer emails, we did a little sentiment analysis to check whether the customer is super angry or not. Then we do a second post-processing step, and we do a similarity score between the question that's coming in and the FAQ questions and websites to check whether there might be similar content already hosted on the YB website. Based on the timetable that we have from the day, we check whether there's an expert in the company working that day for the topic that we categorized, and we give this expert the email with the added content and the category that we assign to it. And so the expert can then maybe answer with just a basic FAQ answer, or it can answer by its own expert knowledge. And if you don't like emails, we also did the same with Telegram. We have 2 input streams for our channel here. We have programmed the Telegram bot that can actually be messaged and process all of these steps to get the message to the YB employee. And if you ask yourself how we're hosting this, well, we did a Docker container and we hosted it on the Microsoft Azure cloud. So it's not only efficient, it's also scalable if there's a lot of more customer requests coming in. So we're having a small Demo und jetzt wechsle ich kurz auf Deutsch, weil YB natürlich auf Deutsch arbeitet, müssen auch die Customer Requests auf Deutsch sein. Wir waren ein internationales Team, haben auf Englisch gearbeitet. Aber ihr könnt gerne mal eine Telegram-Nachricht, zum Beispiel, wie gut ist das Wasser in Bern oder wie wechsle ich meinen Stromvertrag in typischen Nacht an die YB dorthin schicken und Jan zeigt euch in der Demo, wie es aussieht.
Right, so let's look at how this looks in the backend for, here we go. So we programmed a little interface for the person that is working as a YB customer support. And what you'll see here is a little small, but effectively we see all the incoming messages that have been pulled this morning from the web server. This is data that we have been given by YB themselves. And our algorithm has directly classified the incoming messages. So for example, the first one here, it was classified as being related to moving houses or changing your address and has a pretty high confidence score in this category. There are also other messages which are very hard to categorize based on the data that we were given. So they are still just generic, assigned to generic categories. Then there's also a warning column where we display if a customer is very angry, and then that may influence the assignment afterwards. So on the rightmost column, we see directly who has been assigned different messages. So those are the imaginary workers in the service center. And they have been assigned based on the workload of the service teams and their area of expertise. So here you might have seen that, for example, the power team is actually already quite loaded, many questions on their desk, whereas people dealing with questions on how to put away your trash and stuff like this, they're still a little more relaxed. So I hope in the meantime you have already sent a few questions. Oh yes, I see there have many come in. So you guys sent already the Telegram bot a message, and now you'll see here this has been live updated. It's a little small to read. How do I?
Yeah. So, for example, we have a lot of questions.
Let's, for example, take Max. So Max asking, where do I need to change my address? And this has been classified as a high probability. So I will take this as an example. Matteo is responsible for answering. So what I'll do is copy Matteo.
Yeah, and I would just comment it. So we log in as Matteo in the service, and Jan will then show you what Matteo gets displayed. Log in. Here you see the service request assigned to Matteo, and we can then click on reply to get this service request with, as you can see, the FAQ that's related to it. Was muss ich oder wie muss ich meine Nutzung melden? And können Sie unsere Anschrift bitte mutieren? It's similar to each other, so we have the FAQ, and we can directly reply to the Telegram bot. And there's also an additional useful link. And plus slide, maybe, if you change to the PowerPoint again, everyone that did receive a message, because we only responded to one. This is basically how it looks on the user side. So in the end, the bot